IIFL conference call is actually on, so we just want to cut across to it for a bit. Listen in.
And obviously the audit team is more conservative, and their assessment many times can be lesser in terms of quality than what branches and the sales-oriented people do. What RBI, so I know last year we had 18.89 lakh cases of disbursement, out of which 82,000 cases have gone for auction. RBI has just taken the sample of auction, the samples that were sent to auction, and obviously there the variation can be higher because these are the cases which are defaulted, so there can be accumulation of mark-to-market interest, and the quality difference there will be higher. So their point is, because the net weight, what is done by our internal audit team, is a notional weight which is adjusted, where the physical weight is adjusted for the quality. Their point is that if they take the net weight, which is audit team post facto has certified, then there is an LTV breach. We have taken corrective action to make sure that the differences are minimal in terms of the assessment of gold that branches have done and that the audit team does. But I just want to make, again, one point is very clear, that the time of disbursement at the branch level, based on the branch assessment which is given to customer certificate, there has not been a single case of LTV breach. So the deviation in assaying and certifying purity, net weight, sanction and auction, and breaches in LTV, they are all connected points, and they are basically, as I said, based on the net weight done by our audit team when the package go for auction, which is adjusted for quality. Based on that, if you calculate, then probably you'll find that the LTV is breached. Because what branches said 22 carat, post facto audit says 20 carat, obviously the value will be lesser. But in any case, we are putting in stronger systems in place to make sure that these deviations are minimal. Also, I just want to bring to everybody's notice that all our packets, most of our co-lending partners open each and every packet, and they make their own assessment of quality and the weight. The second point is related to cash, which is in excess of statutory limit. Cash far in excess of statutory limit. So we have been disbursing and collecting cash up to 2 lakh rupees. Whereas RBI's point is that your disbursement cannot be more than 20,000 rupees based on certain sections of Income Tax Act. Now, the Income Tax Act interpretation is a little not clear, and different people have different views on that. And every NBFC, almost every NBFC in the industry is giving cash up to 2 lakh rupees. And also, but nonetheless, we are just putting in, we are making sure that we comply with this also, and we stop the disbursement of 20,000 rupees as soon as we are allowed to be the fresh disbursement. The third point is about standard auction processes, where last year from October we followed e-auction by Auction Tiger. Now that is an independent platform which is also used by large banks like SBI and Bank of Baroda. We thought that a taluka level auction, because when we got almost 3,000 branches across the country, smaller talukas, practically may not be feasible to fetch the best price for the customer. And e-auction, which is in a way a transparent mechanism to discover price and get the best price for the customer as well. Nonetheless, RBI circular has been very clear that the auction should be taluka level, and will make sure that we comply with that also. The third point is about lack of transparency in charges. The only charges that, we have charges mentioned in our customer receipt as well as in the website. But this confusion has arisen from one charge. So when we actually send notices to customer about auction, we charge 200 rupees. And many a times customers will pay and the auction will be averted. So then they are not charged anything extra. But if the actual auction happens, then there's a charge of 1,500 rupees. But this extra 1,300 rupees is charged only when the actual auction happens. So RBI's point was that even if auction has not happened, you are charged 200 rupees. But there is auction notice or auction intimation charge, which is also RBI requires us to send these notices physically. So these are the legal and the courier costs that we try to defray by these charges.
All right. Well, that's Mr. Nirmal Jain stating out the facts with regard to what's going on at IIFL and how they plan on coming out of, this particular issue. So we'll keep cutting back to him as and when we get further commentary. But let's get